We're Allison and James. The past few weeks, you've watched us work tirelessly to rebuild this run-down vintage Airstream trailer in an attempt to transform it into our modern tiny home on wheels. Completing this build in just 60 days with minimal carpentry experience was challenging enough, but it was also winter, and without a workshop, things were really starting to get difficult. Join us this week during our tiny home project as we attempt to build cabinetry during the dead of a Canadian winter.
We had a bit of a snowdrift last night. Left the door open a little bit and all the snow blew in through the little crack. It's amazing how much came in through what is like, it would have only been a jar this much. So today we're going to be making the face frames for all the cabinets. These are all my measurements here, so we're going to quickly double check them just to make sure that they're right before we go cutting our plywood down to these dimensions. But hopefully we'll get it all done. It's cold in here.
Got the heater going.
Yeah, we got probably be a couple inches of snow overnight.
We never get snow like this here on Vancouver Island. It's the first time all winter.
Yeah, it's actually the first snow dump.
And
it's kind of nice.
February.
Yeah.
It's also like the end of winter, so
it's probably going to be the last snow dump.
A goodbye.
But you can see our breath. At the moment, we're trying to accurately get all our measurements down so that we can cut a single piece of plywood to be our face frame. Generally speaking, you would cut all the individual pieces, the steels and all the rails, and then screw them all together. But because we're doing it in a vehicle where everything's going to be moving around, I wanted to cut the faces plates out of one continuous piece of wood to stop the cabinets from racking as much and twisting. Hopefully, if it's all joined together with one solid piece of wood, then it'll add an extra level of structure and rigidity to the cabinet. Let's grab the snow pusher.
Do you even know how to shovel snow, Mr. Australian?
Shoveled snow once or twice. So I don't know what I'm doing. But I think I'm gonna trace everything from the inside of the boxes, so at least I have some reference marks. I'll trace around the outside of the cabinets and then along the inside faces of the cabinet, so at least we know where they are.
And then using a router with a straight edge, we'll cut the face frames out. We're calling this process DIY CNC machine.
You're excited to use your new tool, but you are nervous about this process.
Let us know in the comments below if you think this is utter genius or just a complete waste of our time.
Here goes nothing. We have a hole.
Time for the next they fit.
That's good. Starting to look like a cabinet. Way to go, buddy.
Now we just got to do it another like 18
200 times.
200 times.
Should we break for Sammy's?
I guess it's Sammy time.
Do you want hummus or ham?
Hummus.
Good hummus sandwich.
Mm-hmm. All sandwiches should be at least this thick in veggies.
You're welcome. With just 2 weeks to make our tiny home on wheels move-in ready, we were feeling pretty overwhelmed with the build at this point. Each project on the to-do list was taking us way longer to complete than planned. We were, after all, amateur builders, and we didn't have fancy tools or a workshop, which would have made things a lot easier. The short, cold, wintry days made everything feel that much more difficult. And as our eviction date neared, the pressure definitely intensified. We were rarely stopping to eat or properly rest, but we were doing our best to support each other, to stay positive, and celebrate even the smallest steps.
Hooray! Woo!
Hey!
Finally!
Only took 7 hours.
Really? That was quicker than we thought. This is where we realized that we cut it all wrong and it was a waste of the day.
No, don't say that. We only have a week to get this done and everything has to be perfect. No mistakes. So far, so good?
Yeah. I think we did okay. I think it'll pass.
I think it looks amazing.
I think we're gonna get like a C grade in carpentry this year.
Awesome, I'll take it. Way to go,
Yeah.
bud.
That's marks I've got.
plus.
C plus cabinets. I'm happy with it. It's close enough. I mean, you're not going to see it anyway because it's going to be faced with drawer fronts.
I know the fact that we just did that so precisely, it's like... I think this is really bringing out the perfectionists in us.
Now we just have to do it again on the other side of the kitchen.
The table saw is frozen, so we have to thaw it out with this heavy-duty dryer. I was gonna call it a hair dryer, but it's a tool.
It's just like being at the salon. Oh.
All right, so we cut another piece.
We did. We're going to do the back section here, where we're going to have 3 lots of 6 drawers, plus the slidey hatches beneath it. So we're going to do that in one piece, and then we're going to do this cabinet and under the oven enclosure in a second piece. Just so that, well, our plywood isn't quite long enough to do the whole thing as it is, so it's really the only way to do it.
Cool. That'll
Yeah.
probably take us the rest of the night.
And probably half of tomorrow.
We better get at it.
Yeah. guys. We're almost there. And that's how you get rid of most of a sheet of plywood. We didn't want the most of it, we just wanted these little skinny bits right here.
Hours of work for this beautiful
I think
stencil.
it's a much nicer sheet of plywood now. It's like negative space.
Dark matter. Looks good.
Let's call that one a success.
Good day's work. If you liked this week's episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. Winter sticks around, but we have fun and get creative crafting our beautiful wood countertops from a gorgeous slab of walnut.
As you can see, it got dark outside, but we're still here working away. I'm here at the Airstream after the late night show with James and Allison. And we're going to keep on making a whole bunch of racket, whole bunch of sawdust. Welcome to the evening show. Tune into Channel 7 for nighttime surprises.
It's Airstream After Dark.
It's-
Wah, ha, ha, ha.